from half court.
Jumping for joy.
First ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh!
Did he bring it in? He did!
It is.
Caught!
From Upper St. Clair High School, it's continuing coverage of the WPIAL playoffs. Today from USC, it's 2A action in the quarterfinal round as the number 2 seeded Sewickley Academy Panthers take on the 10-seeded Winchester Thurston Bears. Hi, everybody. Alongside Damon McDermott, Matt Fargo with you to bring you this quarterfinal matchup between the 16-7 Bears of Winchester Thurston and the 22-1 Sewickley Academy Panthers. And Damon, these two teams have played already twice. They are section foes as we take a look at the bracket and how these two teams advanced from the first round.
Yeah, and what's funny, a lot of people thought Sewickley Academy's unstoppable. Maybe they're playing in a weaker conference. Well, there was an upset, and it was from this conference. Winchester Thurston went into Chartiers Houston at an away game and won by 14 points. So Winchester proving, hey, Sewickley's pretty good, and we are too, and this section might be the best in 2A.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about how strong the section was throughout the season. Sewickley Academy dominating it 12-0 in the regular season, and now they match up with the Bears here in the quarterfinals. You see, Olsh Jefferson Morgan, the winner of that game, will play the winner of this game on Monday for that all-expenses-paid trip to the Peterson Event Center and the WPIAL Championship in the class of 2A. Tail of the tape between these two teams. Sewickley, I don't know what's more impressive now, Damon, how good their offense is or their defensive prowess as that number for points against continues to tick down. It's now under 30.
When you only give up 17 points in your first playoff game, it's going to help after they had a shootout with out-of-state competition. But also look at Winchester Thurston. They can really push the pace with 57 points per game. For Sewickley, they're going to try to suffocate them and slow them down. It's going to be really interesting if Winchester can keep shooting that well against this Sewickley team.
And in the previous matchups between these two teams, it was early Winchester Thurston playing right with the Panthers, but inevitably Sewickley's, I think, a lot throughout this season, Damon, has been their depth at being able to almost win the battle of attrition.
Yeah, in 2A, you don't have many teams that can go 5 in, 5 out like you will see with Sewickley with a lot of these freshmen and sophomores that got a lot of valuable minutes this year, where Winchester, I think they can keep up with them for the first quarter, second quarter, but then it is, can you get to go with that pace the rest of the game? And I just don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with Sewickley.
Mentioned those two games. Sewickley Academy winning 68-23 over Winchester Thurston in the first round, or in the last meeting between those two teams, and then back at Winchester Thurston, it was 62-23. Time now for the keys to the game. Damon McDermott spends hours putting these together. Damon, tell me how you're going to win tonight.
All right, first for Sewickley, we'll go with the favorites first. Dominate the boards. You got 6'8", 6'8" Mamadou Kane, Adam McKimba down low. Obviously, get the offense rebounds, get the defensive rebounds. Second, stay out of foul trouble. If I'm Winchester, I'm going to come at you all day inside that post. Lastly, that full court pressure, 94 feet of pressure, make them uncomfortable all game long. And for Winchester, you got to beat that press that I'm talking about. Sewickley will stay in that press until you can prove you can break it. You got to help Hammerling. He is a star player. He was 25th in scoring this year in the WPIAL, averaged 20.4 points per game. But who's going to be that secondary scorer for him tonight when he gets doubled? Lastly, every single team we've seen play Sewickley, they try to keep up with their pace. If I'm Winchester, why not have people mad and make this game as slow as possible and ugly as possible as you can?
Sewickley Academy and Winchester Thurston in the WPIAL quarterfinals, a 2 versus 10 showdown. Sewickley trying to advance to the semifinals for the second straight season. And we now turn it over to the public address announcer and get ready for our nation's national anthem.
And the number 2 Sewickley Panthers. At this time, would you please rise and gently remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Thurston. A 5'10" sophomore guard, number 3, Peyton Powell. A 6' senior guard, number 2, Michael Hammerling. A 6'4" senior forward, number 5, Anthony Pipkin Jr. A 6' senior guard, number 10, Elijah Bullock. And a 6'3" senior forward, number 34, Aiden Kim. The Bears are coached by head coach Andy Packler, and they're assisted by Jordan Rawls and Al Shapiro. And now, for your Sewickley Academy Boys Basketball Panthers. A 6' sophomore guard, number 0, Drew Steels. A 6'8" sophomore forward, number 23, Mamadou Kane. A 6'8" junior forward, number 33, Adam Ikamba. A 5'8" senior guard, number 2, Caden Battles. And a 6'5" senior forward, number 4, Lucas Grimsley. Tennis officials are Reed Hannemeyer, and John.
All right, another look at the starting lineups for Winchester Thurston. 10 seed Michael Hammerling, Peyton Caldwell, Anthony Pipkin, Elijah Bullock, Aiden Pineley. For Sewickley Academy, Drew Steels, Caden Battles, Lucas Grimsley, Mamadou Kane, and Adam Akimba. Keeping in mind, Drew Steels is the added member of the starting lineup. He's done great things off the bench, but gets the nod to the start here in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and I think Drew Steels and Jameer Guyton are playing unbelievable this last month of the season. I think Drew Steels, him at that shooting guard position, gives him a little bit more versatility. You also get a little bit more bench depth now with Amari Spencer going to that bench role.
Panthers win the jump. They lost the jump in the opening round to Greensburg Central Catholic, who they took down 77-17 in the opening round. But that's why they play them. Drew Steele starts. Adam Kimba step inside the arc, looking for the mid-range. Mamadou cleaning it up, can't get it to go. Nice rebound underneath.
You'll see Winchester in zone defense all night long. That's how they beat Chargers Pierce Houston. They could not break that zone.
Hammerling, left side of the lane, back outside. Pipkin handing it off. And I think the teams that have had the most amount of success against Sewickley have had long offensive possessions, shorting the game. Less possessions.
Especially it's tied right now. I know we just started, but slow down. Make sure Sewickley cannot get going.
And take advantage of if they're not doubling the ball, because that's when things get dicey, is that on-ball defense by Sewickley Academy. And you see some of it as Grimsley pokes away one. Battles returns the favor back to Lucas Grimsley, one of the leading scorers. 3 on the way, off the mark for Steels. And both teams start over. Back the other way, and a block from Mamadou coming from behind on the attempt by Pipkin. Steels, meanwhile, drives to the rack. First points of the night.
Really nice drawn-up play by Winchester, but when you got Mamadou Kane's wingspan, you get some blocks maybe you shouldn't get. Here's this press, but Winchester's doing a way better job in that first and second matchup, breaking it. It's a nice Winchester team, Matt. I think they got underrated for sure, and that first matchup win definitely proved that, beating that 7 seed.
Yeah, 16-7, 8-4 in conference play. They lost to the top 2 teams in the conference. Sewickley, of course, 2 of those 4 losses. Denial inside as Grimsley pokes it away.
See Hammerling, he loves to drive. The problem is, and I think that's the matchup nightmare for him, is he's going against these guys that are 6'8", and for him, he can bully a lot of 2A players. He can't do that against Sewickley.
Mamadou bricks one, and Setting it back up for the Bears. Driving is Cowell, up and fouled, and earns a trip to the line for Peyton Cowell. Steele picks up the game's first foul. Alluding to Winchester Thurston finishing third in section play. They falling, of course, Sewickley being the champions. Eden Christian checked in at 2. They were 16-6 and 9-3.
We're going to have to check in on that game every once in a while to score, because if Winchester was underrated, Eden beat them twice. I know they played Jeanette, but they give them a little tougher of a matchup than you think.
Yeah, that's a great point. And see what can end up coming out of a potential upset there with the Aaron Smith-led Eden Christian Warriors. Former Pittsburgh Steeler head coach. 1 point on the board there for Winchester. They get it on the charity stripe. Drew Steele stop and pop inside the arc. Rattles that one home. And there you see why the sophomore has earned a starting role in this Sewickley Academy lineup. Good passing there for the Bears. Off the window, doesn't go for Hammerling.
Again, a nice move. He's just not used to that length down low from Mamadou Kane. And so far, Sewickley, I'm impressed. Drew Steele's definitely a little bit more ball dominant than Amari Spencer, and he has all 4 points. But offense isn't getting stalled. But right there is a quick turnover for Jameer Guyton, who's just checked in the game as well.
And he's been Mr. Everything for Sewickley Academy coming off the bench. Big blocking night was
You're almost
9
seeing
shots.
The starting lineup you'll see next year, other than the man that just stole the basketball.
Intercepted by Cowell. Cowell bouncing in traffic, found a way there. Miami couldn't be able to convert that one, and Sewickley gets it to the corner. 3 on the way for Battles, doesn't fall. And it back the other way comes Hammerling. Hammerling, Euro through the lane, got it to go.
You can see how talented he is when he does get the drive the rack. Right there, he finally goes one-on-one with the guard, and he cashes in with a nice Euro step. So far, Winchester Thurston doing way better than they did in the first 2 matchups, and you can see this team has really grown this year.
Shots aren't falling for the Panthers. Here's a 3-ball from the corner pocket on cue for Caden Battles.
That's the problem with the zone. As soon as you think you are playing good defense, and there's going to be a quick turnover as well, Eric Cracion will check in, and now you pretty much do maybe have your starting lineup next year with all these young guys in the ball game. But right there, you break the zone with a really nice pass. We'll see if Winchester stays in it, or that makes them a little bit nervous.
And Eric Cracion, if you don't know his name, you will soon. Just a freshman, 6'5", and can do it all.
Matchup nightmare, can play all 5 positions, and so is that guy right there.
Mamadou Kane, also young man, just a sophomore. And a steal by Guyton underneath the baseline, and quickly those shots that weren't falling for the Panthers start falling, and they find themselves up 11-3, just about halfway gone here in the first quarter of play.
And what makes it so dangerous, if you're just watching the game, not looking at the score, you think Winchester's doing a really good job keeping up with Sewickley, but you give up a 3, 2 turnovers really quickly, and the game was 5-3. Now it's 11-3. Hammerling's missed a couple layups. They got 1 basket from that and then a free throw. Other than that, Sewickley's Academy's defense, again, it's so hard to drive to the rim and create points for yourself.
We're talking about those as we see some highlights. Talking about those 2 games for Winchester Thurston. They lost to Eden Christian, both of them close. A 57-51 loss at Winchester Thurston, and then a little bit more of a margin there, 69-37 in the second one. So just to show you, there was some parity in the section this year between pretty much everybody else other than Sewickley.
Eden Christian's beating Jeanette 7-2.
All right. Keep an eye on that one.
Just, we want you to be locked in here, but just to let you know, I think this section right here got a little bit of disrespect because how good Sewickley is, and I really think Winchester and Eden Christian are 2 really good teams.
Yeah, and I think even you look at the 3 seed in Our Lady of the Sacred Heart against Bentworth, that was only a 14-point win. The Chargers struggled in that game. We're down the stretch. They finally were able to find their way out of it. So I don't know if that's good news for Sewickley and bad news for everybody else. But as they call it now, the WPIL Moe's Madness. Moe's a title sponsor, the WPIL playoff basketball, and we had some Moe's Madness. Lincoln Park, the 2 seed, lost in 5A to the 15 seeded. And that's why you play. I mean, for as much pressure as there is on Sewickley and
really
going
nice
to the
move
cup
by
there,
Michael Hammerling.
that's why you play the games. It is like the college version of March Madness and high school version of March Madness.
Are we going to get little Moe's little cards we can just swipe for being official announcers? That would be nice, huh?
That one off the mark. That would be nice. Steals can't come up with it. Foul on Ikimba's defensive partner there as Ikimba comes down with the ball and it's fouled on the way down. First foul going up against Winchester Thurston. Lucas Grimsley back on the floor as Ikimba gets a breather.
Why not take him out, try to stay out of foul trouble? Because I will say, if Hammerling sees one or both of those guys out, he will keep on driving to the rack like he just did.
Gracia, deep 3, rattles off, no good. Underneath, Guyton back up strong. Put back is good by Steele.
And everybody will say the size of Sewickley. You just had 2 guards there, box out forwards, and get really nice rebounds.
There's a steal by Guyton. It was ushered originally by Steele. Krayshawn, wide open look for a 3 off the back of the iron. Guyton rips away a rebound and resets the offense. Mamadou Kane now to Lucas Grimsley, one of the leading scorers, 20 points in the first round game. Mamadou gets it, couple steps inside and up and fouled. Mamadou, who had just a couple points in that first round win, I believe 4.
Yeah, he only had 4, and then right there, it really looked like he wanted to take a 3, but he knew it wasn't the best shot selection. So doing a really good job putting his head down, go to the rack. Pipkin had to hold on to him or he was going to dunk him.
One bounces out, and how often do you have, there's of course the 6A game, Upper St. Clair playing Fox Chapel coming up next on the NFHS network coming up. And Upper St. Clair's watching this game. They're curious about this.
There's
Sewickley
whispers.
score.
People want Upper St. Clair and Sewickley to play. And like that's how crazy, that's how good Sewickley is this year, where a lot of people want to just see him because they haven't got to see him yet.
Under 2 minutes to go, opening quarter. WPIL quarterfinals. Winchester Thurston, the 10 seed against the Panthers of Sewickley Academy and the number 2 seed. The ball movement here by the Bears on this possession. It's Elijah Bullock.
I love how they're moving the ball, but eventually somebody's got to look for a shot. You just can't just keep circling back around, and Hammerling's that guy. We'll see. But Drew Steele is a really good defender.
And Hammerling and Steele, the battle of the neon here.
I was about to say, the battle of the shoes.
They look like they have the same ones on.
If you want to be a good Whippeal guard, you get those shoes. That's what I've just learned.
There you go. At the elbow, shuffled too much for Elijah Bullock.
It's so hard for these teams, too, because, again, Sewickley can switch 5 out. So at all times, you can't really look for a mismatch.
Gratian in, floater doesn't fall. Minute to go here in the first quarter. Cowell driving, lost control, was able to hand it off to Hammerling. Back outside to Bullock, and a reset. Pipkin, jump step, off the window.
That's a nice play right there. You take all that attention from Hammerling, you let Pipkin do his thing. He had 15 in their last game as well, all coming from the second half as well. So he was very quiet, and then scored 15 for him against Chartiers Houston.
7-point lead. Neither of these teams have football, but it's 14-7. Three ball from the corner, pure from Mamadou Kane.
You just have to respect him driving the lane, and then he does that to you. You go, how do we guard this guy?
4 seconds to go from the corner. From the elbow, throwing that one up. Pipkin on the rattle. Gets it at the buzzer. 8 minutes in the books. And the WPIL quarterfinals, it's Sewickley Academy 17, Winchester Thurston 9. Second quarter action when we come back to Pittsburgh South Hills here on the NFHS Network.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
You're always on the winning team with the Power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
Second quarter action here from Upper St. Clair High School, side of our quarterfinals. An update, Jeanette and Eden Christian tied at 13 at the end of the first quarter on the other side of the bracket. Maybe give you an update. Oh, we don't have an update. Olsha, Jefferson, Morgan don't tip off until 7:30.
They got the late game.
They do. Prime time for the Chargers and the Rockets. Here's Rob Southall, freshly into the game, misses the bunny.
Love the hustle by Winchester there. Get that rebound. Really good job by Pipkin to get 2 points, so you have some momentum going into the second quarter.
Connor Tull also checked into the Sewickley lineup. Dangerous from three-point land and also has forced a bunch of steals this season. But the floater from Bullock, he has 4 in a row as the Bears chip back into this 17-11. Tull looking for that 3, moves it to Southall and now to Grimsley. Guyton battles. Step inside the arc. Rattles out.
There's Bullock with a nice rebound, and then we'll see if they go to Hammerling or Pipkin. Pipkin's really stepped up here to give him a different look.
It's Pipkin now. Hammerling calls for it. Along the wing, drives with the left hand, moves it back outside. Hammerling. Bullock play catch. Long possession here for the Bears.
They got the switch. They wanted him on Tall just because he's a little taller, but good job by Tall to play some good defense there. He had to pass it back off.
Bullock drives. Right side of the lane, denied by Grimsley. Did not get into the paint, and they move it back outside. Hammerling bouncing to get it over to Pipkin. Or Bullock, I beg your pardon.
It might have hurt my keys to the game.
Offensive. How about Tull taking the charge?
They did a good job slowing down, but again, you always got to be looking for a shot. Eventually something bad's going to happen, and right there, Pim tried to set his feet, but more of a football play than a basketball play, and good job by Tull to get right back up, taking a shot.
Yep. Shuffling the feet a little bit there for Pim, and got a nice rip of the ball there by Bullock. Meanwhile, a denial by Southall and a foul as Hammerling went up strong.
You already know he's always going to the hoop. Really good job by him. He's known as a slasher. When you average 20 points a game, Matt, but you don't shoot many threes, you're going to take a lot of contact.
Saul, head coach of the Panthers, Mike Izzolino in his second season. Andy Packler, head coach for the Bears of Winchester Thurston. Converting at the line, 17-13. Panthers, Tull looking for the 3, and he drains it.
Can't give that guy any space. Really good job working off that screen. Cashes in for Sewickley, answers right back. Hammerling's got a Kimba here, we'll see. He passes it right off. He knows they can guard all 5 positions.
Couple subs pending for Sewickley. Next dead ball. Winchester looks to answer. At 3 by Connor Tull.
Winchester looks like they're looking for the perfect shot. Sometimes you just got to attack. Right now, Hammerling, you got to think you're a little quicker than Akimbo. Why not try?
Outside, Bullock. Yeah, you're afraid to make a mistake. You're in striking distance, and they know that, but you don't want to make the mistake.
Again, Akimbo, they have not been able to get a guard back on Hammerling, and Sewickley's completely okay with it. Look at Akimbo. Hammerling's like, how's this guy keeping up with me?
Almost lost control of the ball, was able to work it back to point man Peyton Cowell.
That is a 6'8", 250-pound teenager guarding a point guard.
Cowell. Hammerling got a step, and he gets the bucket.
Finally. Great job by Akimbo, but Hammerling has that first dribble quickness you can only really watch. You can't teach. Really good move by him.
Tull feeds it to Ikemba down low. On the block, Ikemba turns around, right hand doesn't fall. Rebound ripped away by Pipkin. And a 5-point game with 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Bears playing right with the Panthers.
Team is much improved since those regular season bouts.
Hammerling in the lane, spinning, kick out, good ball movement. Cowell drives down low to Pim and fouled.
Really good pump fake. If he went straight up with that, I think Southall gets a block, but took his time, pump fake, draw the foul.
So Aiden Pim to the line. Southall picks up his second. It's a team second. Really haven't had any issues with fouls this evening. Misses the first as Aiden. Aiden, one of the 4 senior starters. Only Peyton Cowell is an underclassman in the starting lineup for Winchester Thurston as a sophomore. A little bit different story for Sewickley Academy with so much youth. 0 for 2 at the line. And one of the elder statesmen, Caden Battles. Lucas Grimsley bouncing it inside. Mamadou Kane lost it and fouled, blocking foul. Pim picks it up.
Pim, I like the effort. I like the acting, but I don't think he fouled you. I mean, but when he's getting outweighed by probably 30 pounds, and Mamadou's 6'8", he's 6 foot tall. You got to do everything you can. I don't mind trying to get some embellishment there.
Pim takes a breather. August Jaramillo, who we saw back in the fall league at the Rise Sports Complex. Fall basketball. Freshman, 6'3", a lot of promise. 6'3" as a 15-year-old.
Must be nice. No, Winchester's got some nice young pieces, and you got the senior core that, again, I think they're playing in the hardest Section 2A conference this year. Still put up some really nice numbers, and Hammerling averaging 20. A lot of years this would be a favorite in 2A. 2A is just stacked this year.
Corner for Battles, 4-3, doesn't go. Hammerling above the rim rebound. Bears would love to cut this to one possession. Timeout.
I think that's a good timeout.
Bears want to talk this over, taking their second timeout of this ball game. And hey, if you are the Winchester Thurston Bears, if you're Andy Packler, you got to feel really good about your team's performance with 3 minutes to go here in the first half, a 5-point game. And if you're on the other side and Mike Izzolino, got to lock in.
Yeah, I think Winchester's done something really well. They've taken the air out of the basketball. They are slowing this game down as much as they can. We've only seen really 2 turnovers by them, so they're doing a really good job. Sewickley's so used to making teams feel so uncomfortable. They press them. They can't get the ball in. But Winchester's been able to just do enough where Sewickley has to respect them, And Winchester's got some really good stops. And I will say, Sewickley's not shooting the ball as well as we usually see them do. So that's affected it. But if you're Winchester, down 5 right now, and if you can score on this possession, you are super excited.
Yeah, I think as much as we're double-clicking on Eden and Jeanette, I think maybe Jeanette and Eden are double-clicking on
wait
this
a minute.
one, right?
This is a 5-point game. No, Winchester's playing really well. It's awesome to see, too. Again, Sewickley just took the second-best team in New Jersey to overtime.
High school sports, right?
Never know. That's why we love them.
Oh, lost control. Cowell taken away by Battles. Battles a steal and score.
That's only Winchester's 3rd turnover, but it's costly. Could have got the game down to a single possession.
Hammerling goes to work, moved it right back outside. Bullock and they all play catch.
See Sewickley, they don't really respect his outside shooting, and he knows he's not an outside shooter, but it's a matchup nightmare.
Pipkin inside to Jaramillo, back outside to Bullock. Now Hammerling, a fadeaway that doesn't go. Easy rebound for Mamadou Kane. And Grimsley just pulls up and drains a 3. And that's how quickly it could turn. 10-point
now you're down
game.
by 10.
Cowell up to Bullock. Winchester Thurston averaging 57 points per game. This one got tipped into the air by Grimsley and will be out of bounds. Stays with Winchester. Minute 40 to go in the first half. As Jameer Guyton will give Battles a breather. Cowell and now Hammerling. Bullock feeds it back to Cowell. Hammerling on the drive, down to the baseline. Bouncing and travel.
The starting lineup's back in, and it seems like they've kind of sniffed out what Winchester wants to do. You've seen multiple turnovers now, not being able to get a shot up.
Minute 15 to go here in the first half. WPI quarterfinals in 2A. 2 seed versus 10 seed. Drew Steele now wide open look. Grimsley can't get a second triple. Mamadou Kane fights and is fouled and will be escorted to the charity stripe. Jaramillo picks up the foul. That's his first. Mamadou Kane hits the first at the line, and you know, a part of how good he is how good he is at the free throw line.
Yeah, you can't hack a Shaq him. You can see by his free throw form. Shoots really well for a big man, and he can shoot the 3-ball. We saw that in this game too, and you're just like, where did this guy come from, and how do we guard him when he can just score from all over on the court and he's not just dunking?
Will Watkins into the game, moved it outside for a 3. That's off the mark, out of bounds off of Sewickley. 51 seconds to play in the half. Watkins a sophomore, so some of the youth on the Bears squad coming off the bench. Catch and shoot 3 from the wing. That doesn't fall for Hammerling, but he gets his own rebound fortuitously.
I'm telling you, he would want to be one of the best players in the WIP. He already was with 25th in scoring over 20. But if his three-point shot was a little bit better.
Bullock, or Pipkin in the lane, can't get it to go. Top of the key 3, steals long. Long pass ahead to Cowell. Cowell gets 2.
Good answer by Winchester to get a little bit of momentum just like that in the first half. See if Sewickley can hit a buzzer beater though.
Yep, 10 seconds. You think Sewickley plays for the last one. It gets tipped away. Taken away by Cowell. Cowell throws it into the corner for a three for Hammerling at the buzzer. And there is an injured player. It's Jaramillo down on the other end as you see the replay on the three. 27-20 at the break. Attention now to August Jaramillo, the freshman that went down on the defensive side of that miss by Sewickley. And they continue to tend to him. We'll try to get an update when we come back here to Upper St. Clair quarterfinal action in the WPIAL playoffs. Here from Upper St. Clair, it's 27-20. Sewickley Academy leads Winchester Thurston. And you're watching it all here on the NFHS Network.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, non-stop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
You're always on the winning team with the Power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
At Sewickley Academy, a lifelong love for learning is sparked from day one, preparing students for college and beyond. Students are encouraged to think and learn independently and cooperatively, while having the flexibility to pursue their own interests across academics, athletics, and the arts. With small class sizes and a strong sense of community, students from the middle school to the senior school learn the value of collaboration and understanding. Regardless of age, Sewickley Academy students gain the confidence to lead, inspire, and excel. And every experience along the way shapes their future, allowing them to build the skills and character necessary to succeed. At Sewickley Academy, becoming a lifelong learner is becoming the best version of yourself. Sewickley Academy, intentionally extraordinary.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money. All from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
If your basement walls are peeling, that is not appealing. So this is water damage,
Yes,
man?
sir. That's water damage.
How many people right now have compromise in their basement brought on by water?
Oh, the majority. I mean, water is the enemy of a home.
Right.
But it's better to have it assessed to give you that ease of mind.
Sure.
Inspections are free. Might as well just give us a call to help.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
At Loewe, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Loewe apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Loewe to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Welcome back to Upper St. Clair, WPI quarterfinal action here on the NFHS Network. Our JRM video production crew proud to bring you WPIAL coverage from USC. Panthers of Sewickley Academy, the number 2 seed, lead the 10 seed 27-20. And Damon, I said the Bears were down 7 at halftime. I think Bears fans everywhere would take it. I think Panther fans really haven't been in close games like this since really the only exception was the 3 games they played either out of classification or out of state.
Yeah, this has been their most hard-fought game in 2A, and we heard some Bears parents behind us. They're happy. I mean, they're playing tooth and nail. This game's not done with yet. I think for Winchester, you got to try to make some outside shots. We haven't seen that. You're not going to beat Sewickley on layups. I'll tell you that right now. So they got to shoot a little bit better. They got 1-3 before half. And then for Sewickley, same thing. They just have not been shooting the ball the best, but how many turnovers they've generated, how many offensive rebounds they get, that can clean up some of that mess like they did in that first half.
Yeah, I think shot selection for both teams is something both coaches had to make points of emphasis in the locker room. For Sewickley Academy, you want to go down low. You have the height advantage inside. Take advantage of the guys, the 6'7" and 6'8" guys you have inside. And for Winchester Thurston, you're moving the ball around and you've shortened the game. You've done a nice job there, but you can't look for the perfect shot because sometimes on trips that doesn't exist.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got to look for a shot. I feel like they're so concerned about, okay, keep moving it, which I know you need to do against this Sewickley team, but a guy like Hammerling or Pipkin, eventually you got to say, okay, you know what? We've wasted 40 seconds. I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to take a shot for my team because I'm one of the senior leaders. I'm one of the superstars on this team.
There's Mike Izzolino locked in as ever. Of course, in his second season, coached at Robert Morris University as an assistant under Andy Toole and had a career in the NBA. Star at St. Francis and high school career at Altoona.
Looks like he'd still play.
Oh, man, he's as fiery as ever. And certainly wants his Panthers to advance to this semifinal for the second straight season. And, you know, maybe the expectations came with his resume, but still impressive to put it together. And on the other side of the coin, it's been an impressive first half there for Andy Packler and what he's done at Winchester Thurston as the 10 seed, giving the 2 seed to this point everything they can handle.
I said they're going to make the state playoffs and qualifiers even if they lose this game, and they're going to be a tough out. I think people are going to say, oh, 10 seed, they won one game if they don't win this. But they're a really well-coached team, and they got some athletes over there. Andy Packler's done a really good job at Winchester this year, and they've just improved so much since the first couple times we saw them this year.
And, like, the story of David versus Goliath in this one is well known. Winchester faithful, they've experienced this twice already. This is the third time these two teams have played.
I think it was a mercy roll the first time they played in the first half.
Right. Yeah, in terms of point spread, obviously they don't start the clock till the second, but just the pure point spread. Sewickley in a ball game. 7-point advantage, and Winchester has the possession to start this second half. Happy to have you along here, along with Damon McDermott, Matt Fargo with you, our JRM video production crew on the NFHS Network, the exclusive home of the WPIAL playoffs. Place to watch all of them, all the action. Baseline up strong, can't come up with it as Pim And back the other way for Drew Steele. Get 2 more. Sewickley going to pressure the backcourt at least momentarily before Watkins got it. Gave it off to Hammerling, who up strong and fouled. And this young man, Michael Hammerling, a big reason why Winchester won 16 games. And even if you look through the WPIAL, a team finishing third in a section not often wins 16 games.
Yeah. And then not often do you have a guy averaging 20 points. We've heard people come up to us in this game already saying, who's number 2 for Winchester? He plays so quick. I told you, he would tell you he needs to work on his three-point shot a little bit as a guard, but if he ends up playing basketball at the next level, you're getting a really nice player that can beat a lot of guys off that first step.
Sewickley, traffic pass, but Winchester bounces it onto the baseline, right on the line, and Sewickley will get the possession. So one dangerous play returned to favor.
Right back to that zone for Winchester.
It's Battles. Battles can't get it. Tip in, doesn't fall. Mamadou, third time. The charm and the harm.
Almost perfect defense there by Pim on Battles. But then you got Mamadou Kane. And Winchester goes, what can we really do? We hack him. He still makes the layup.
Mamadou Kane, three-point play, old-fashioned way, yes. Pressured, Mamadou, or Ikimba rather, and Adam Ikimba takes the ball off the floor literally and puts it in for 2 more.
It's his first 2 points of the ball game.
Pressure, finally got it to Hammerling. Hammerling, nice ball fake to the rack against Mamadou. What a move.
There is no fear from Michael Hammerling going against a guy that's 6'8" right there, known for his shot blocking. Goes right up to him on the rack.
Ikimba underneath, paint points, no. Mamadou recycles.
Why not play some bully ball if you're Sewickley?
Hammerling down to the baseline, moved it outside. Ikimba was there. He wears a different color jersey. Long pass to get it to Grimsley in the corner. Long. Ikimba underneath. And somehow Winchester Thurston had Sewickley step on the line, and then Lucas Grimsley. Oh no, it will be Winchester Thurston's going to get called for a technical. And it will be Anthony Pipkin getting called for the tech. Another look. As Grimsley stepped on it, oh, there it is. Right into your living room.
Grimsley's going, are you going to call him for that? He just clap it in my face. Now, he's going to get a nice talking to. Again, Winchester's trying to show we're not scared, but at the same time, no taunting. But Winchester faithful behind us don't like that call.
What's that?
I said the Winchester faithful behind us do not like that call.
And, you know, I mean, the official's job so much in high school is the sportsmanship side of things. And while it is emotional, maybe it all works out for Winchester is because Ikimba comes up short on both of them. But Sewickley gets the possession, up 12, 36-24 here in the third. That was a nice coaching moment there by Coach Packler and putting his arm around his young man. You normally, how often do you see the screaming and yelling after you do something?
He said, listen, I love how you guys are playing. You just got to be a little bit smarter. And I think Winchester's showing you can't back down against a team like this, and they're doing everything they can to keep this a reasonable game.
Beautifully feed inside. Ikimba's going to go back to the line and try to earn 2 once again. Cowell's first foul. And Kimba not strong at the line here. Has missed 3 in a row. There it is.
I'll say
little reverse announcer jinx there, huh?
Usually pretty good from the line. Probably got in his head.
Cowell to Hammerling. Nice ball down to the baseline, but unfortunately, Pim could not finish.
Nice play, nice cut.
And a 3 on the other way for Caden Battles.
Wanted to Caden shoot that because Pim did exactly what you're supposed to. Just the size of Sewickley sometimes. It's going to erase even a nice play. Then Caden Battles answers on the other side.
And a foul on the other side on the Panthers. Mamadou Kane gets charged with the foul. And it's his second. Sewickley's second as a team here in the third. 4:30 to go here in quarter number 3 of this WPIAL 2A quarterfinal. Watkins drives. Outside to Cowell. Lost control of it himself, and Hammerling picks up the basketball. Kind of gets to the point, Damon, where time is not going to be on your side shortly here, and you want points. Almost takes it away. Hammerling from his knee tries to get it away, and a travel is called.
They wanted to reach in there, kind of slapped him on the knee, made him fall. Hammerling saying, what can I do in that situation? But it's going to be Sewickley basketball.
Connor Tull back in, and another look.
There's the initial fumble, and then when they go down, takes a little bit of a shot right there, and he goes, how am I supposed to do anything when I fall down? But
Ikemba on the right hand, yes. 8 points for Adam Ikemba. Hammerling. Hands it off to Cowell. Guarded by Tull. Hammerling at the foul line extended and handing it off to Watkins. Anthony Pipkin. Bears not in a hurry.
They're just looking for that perfect shot, and right now it's not coming, and nobody wants to take a 3 either. And if you want to get back in this game, you're going to have to shoot from outside the arc.
Cowell into the wing, double teamed, hounded by Tull and Mamadou Kane, and a timeout. So that will be the third timeout by Winchester Thurston. They will have 2 remaining with 2:31 to go here in the third. Sewickley leading at 42-24.
Again, I love what they're doing. They're slowing Sewickley down, but a lot of these possessions have turned into empty possessions where you're wasting a minute or 2 minutes and you don't get a point. Then Sewickley hustles down in 5 seconds and gets a 3-pointer off, and that's where it's such a challenge. I think Winchester's executing the plan they want to, but you got to score a couple more points. And Hammerling, he's doing everything he can. He's getting a little bit of extra attention from Sewickley. At the same time, Drew Steele's just doing a phenomenal job on him by himself.
Sewickley won 77-17 in the opening round win over 18-seeded Greensburg Central Catholic. Winchester won 56-42 over 7-seeded Sharp Houston. To get to this game, winner of this game plays Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Jefferson Morgan winner in the semifinals on Monday. Site and time, of course, to be determined.
Sewickley has had a nice gap now 39-24. So, or Sewickley, Jeanette. So
Okay.
Jeanette 39-24.
So almost a
it's
similar
almost the
pace.
same.
Yeah.
That's what just threw me off. So again, the two favorites start out a little bit slow, but they seem like they both kind of answered.
Yes, as the media members, we've eyed up a potential rematch of last year's semifinal in the final with Sewickley Academy and Jeanette. Jeanette, the defending champs. Jayhawks got it done over the Panthers in the semifinals, and Hammerling misses the three out of the timeout. Panthers.
Nice inbound play there. Again, Hammerling, if that three-pointer starts to fall, he's very dangerous. But right now, it just has not been.
Steals, hits one on the other end, so a miss and a make as the lead has swelled to 21.
I think why Steele is starting this game, too. He's just a perfect matchup against a Hammerling with his quickness, and then on the offensive side, Hammerling just can't keep up.
Up strong, the young man, Aiden Pym. Mamadou picks up a third, and if you want a recipe for making things interesting, I think Mamadou getting into foul trouble has certainly aided that. But then you look at a game like last week where he really wasn't, or earlier this week rather, when he wasn't involved offensively, but he does so much away from the ball.
He'll get a couple blocks, a couple steals. He passes really well for a big guy. And then for Winchester, you get him out, but now Akimba's still in, and then you put Rob Southall, who's still technically taller than Pym. He's 6'5", Pym's 6'3". So Pym's thinking, and it's going to be a timeout for Sewickley.
Yeah, Mike Isolino's not happy about having to take this first timeout, 1:48. And we'll step aside, too. Only a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
We are back to Upper St. Clair, where the Panthers of Sewickley Academy here at the home of the Panthers. One Panther deserves another Panther. Panthers of Sewickley Academy lead the Bears of Winchester Thurston with Damon McDermott, Matt Fargo here on the NFHS Network.
If you want a good basketball team, high school team, mascot's got to be a Panther.
Apparently. We won't talk about the Pitt Panthers, though.
No, not this year. Some years. Past years.
Bring
saw
back
the
Dixon.
Juan Blair highlight everybody saw
Oh.
on Twitter. Been going viral.
Three tall, top of the key, and a three for Connor Toll.
He's had 2 shots tonight, 2 deep threes. When you get that off your bench, you'll take that any day of the week. Only a sophomore, key bench piece for Sewickley Academy.
Shooting 100% from three-point range off the bench. You'll take that, as you
That'd be
said.
the best percentage in all the state right now.
If not the country.
I mean, as Hammerling got fouled, but it's not going to be on the layup. And there it is. Again, that's a couple feet away from high school range. That's a college, maybe NBA three. And Hammerling actually got the offensive foul, so Sewickley inbounds.
Thanks for catching us up there.
Yeah, it looked like he was like, I'm going to take foul shots. The rest goes, not too fast.
Guyton to Tall. Tall to Ikimba. Ikimba right back out to Connor Tall. Showing the ball handling. Colin, some traffic. What a dish from Tall to Southall.
Those two have had chemistry all year coming off the bench together.
Double team pressure in the backcourt. And a timeout taken. They'll only have one left. And the plot thickens here to get to the end of this quarter with all the timeouts.
I get why you take it now. There's Drew Steele's another nice jumper. Down by 25. You can't take them with you. There's Tall with another deep range three. And look at that drive and dish right to Rob Southall. He's always right there underneath the hoop on a nice cut. I think Winchester made it interesting for a while for this Sewickley team, but Sewickley's kind of really sniffed out what they wanted to do when they slow them down. You're seeing a lot more double teams now by Sewickley for Winchester. This press has really been suffocating. Coach Isolino, though, he's still not happy. He won't be happy until the final whistle.
I was going to say, when is he?
Yeah, I was going to say, at the end. He'll be happy for a second, and then he's going to say, all right, are we playing Olsh or are we playing Jefferson Morgan? Maybe he'll come over and ask us again.
He did last round.
I'm going to say, Coach, the game's not over until 9:30. I can't do anything for you this time.
We don't know. It has not tipped off.
Or honestly, he might have that game booted up on NFHS here and have that on the way home, knowing him.
Yep. Oh, there's no doubt someone will.
Oh, yeah.
Second straight trip, assuming this 25-point lead holds for another 8 minutes and 27 seconds.
I'll have the game on the drive home on the bus.
Right.
The film will already have started.
On the Sewickley Academy bus,
yeah.
Of course, right? Toll picks his pocket, gives it over to Guyton. Guyton with the jam. Toll to Guyton for two more. Loose basketball, and Hounded almost got another steal. And Tall wreaking havoc defensively and turning it into offense with 2 assists. What a third quarter for Connor Tall right now.
Another one of those young bench players that can do it all for Sewickley. Everybody complains about the big guys down low, but so many good guards.
3, and it goes in and out at the buzzer for Pym. And the third quarter comes to a close, and Connor Tall, the Sewickley Academy Panthers, dishing it off to Guyton, 52-25. They lead it after 3.
At Leway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Leway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Leway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Big Ten Plus. Get 3 months of Big Ten Plus for only $4.99 per month. Scan the QR code or go to big10plus.com and enter NFHS when selecting a monthly pass at checkout.
Let's play a fourth from Pittsburgh South Hills, the WPIL 2A quarterfinal up. Here from Upper St. Clair, 52-25. Panthers of Sewickley Academy lead the Bears of Winchester Thurston. Sewickley trying to get back to the semifinals, second straight season. There we are. Damon's checking his email.
We're back. We're checking scores.
Give you some updates. Here in the fourth, Eric Creation.
It's Mo Madness.
It is Mo's Madness. Creation to the rack for 2 more, 41-28. Jeanette leading Eden Christian Academy in the 1-9 matchup.
They're still sniffing around, keeping it respectable. Jeanette's had 2 tough games. There were some people that really like that Brentwood team with Moo Dang, and they put up over 40
You are
points
one of
against
those
them.
people.
Yeah, I love a good Moo Dang game. I'm not gonna lie.
Very short WPIL career for him.
I wish he was here for 4 years.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
He had a lot of fun in the year that he played here,
yes.
too.
Tall back to hounding the basketball. Up top, guarded by Steels now. Fading away, Hammerling. King doesn't get the roll there. Southall, a nice contested rebound. Here's Drew Steele. To Tull for another three, and he's on fire.
3 for 3, and I think all have been nothing but net. We have not even hit a rim here for Connor Tull.
9 points. And Tull gonna pick up the foul here. He almost got another steal inside. And this is what we talk about so often, Damon, about this Sewickley Academy team. You don't know which guy's going to step up night in and night out.
Yeah, I think when other teams are looking at this team, they obviously go to the two big guys down low. But these other guys need some credit. Drew Steele, Caden Battles, Lucas Grimsley, Connor Tull tonight. You never know what bench piece. Sometimes Southall will go for 15 points. And they're like, oh, Sewickley's too big for our conference or this or that. But, I mean, these guards are just as big as everybody else. They're just more talented, and they shoot the ball so well compared to these other teams.
Missed the free throw, but get the rebound. So Hammerling gets it, spins, moved it out to Watkins. Bullock. Sewickley Academy, diving attempt there, trying to get this ball, and a foul. I think Kracian on the tackle there.
Yeah, you got to go for the ball.
Yeah.
You can't just, hey, we're going to force a tie-up, but you can't tackle then tie up. You got to tie up then tackle.
Sewickley co-ops with Moon for football, and, with 3 more years of eligibility for Eric Kracian, why not Ryan Lind make the call there?
6'5", could be a good tight end, good wide receiver. I know Mamadou Kane, I keep saying he could be a tight end.
Oh, my goodness.
A wide receiver. Like, I don't understand. All you got to do is, I'm going to throw this thing up, you go get it.
Right. Foul along the sideline there, right in front of the Winchester Thurston bench. Five minutes to go here in our ball game. Pipkin threw it away, and chasing it after it was Hammerling. Hammerling to Watkins, who drives right side.
It's just astonishing to me, this team. They just do not take the open three.
Kracian with a little euro.
I think that's Winchester's biggest thing until you get to these state playoffs now that we know they're going to be eliminated. Work on this, at least get the confidence to say, hey, we can take a couple of these threes in these games. I know Sewickley's a tall task, but
that one too hard for Pipkin. Rebound underneath. Watkins, too much off the window there. Caden Battles. Battles in the lane. Too much. Hammerling back to work, guarded against Battles. 2-on-2, and Hammerling wins the battle there.
Really nice move again by Michael. He's scored 4 points in every single quarter except for the fourth. Now he's got 2.
Battles able to get it to Kracian. Three tall, long.
I think that was the heat check.
Yeah.
You say, all right.
And a foul on the other end on the driving Elijah Bullock.
Poor Eric, he thinks he set his feet aside. I just got absolutely demolished, and I'm getting called for the foul. One thing for Winchester, too, that I'll give them a lot of props. They pretty much had one sub this whole game after the injury early. So Jaramillo, so you're playing with 6 against Sewickley and go 10 deep most of the time. You can see they're pretty gassed.
Now Will Watkins really the only other guy that's come off and played any considerable amount of time. We have not seen Jaramillo since he did walk off on his own power at the end of
He's back on the bench,
the
which
first
is good
half.
to see.
That is good to see.
As it looked like a freak one where him and Mamadou both came up, and I think they clashed heads, and then he smacked hard. But he was smiling as soon as he got up. He's probably like, what happened? So he's all good.
One of those someone's got to remind him where he is. And
oh, we're playing basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, nice to know.
Yeah, right. No, good to see him on the bench. Battles checks out. Hammerling at the line right now. Converts at the charity stripe.
So 4 points in every quarter for Hammerling. He's up to 16, which is a really good feat against the Sewickley team. Not many guys are scoring 16 points.
Did they give him that last point?
I hope so. He made it.
Right. I just didn't see it go on the board, unless I blinked. Krashen for a deep three, too long. Bullock gets the basketball back up the floor.
We got Isaac Samare in the game for the first time as well.
Hammerling back outside. Taj Smith into the game for Winchester Thurston. So right on cue there for talking about bench guys as Hammerling gets another chance at it.
Really hope Michael's playing at the next level, D3, D2. Really nice guard. For a small school, don't get as much attention, but makes a lot of tough baskets against the Sewickley team.
Travel called.
Coach Sir Cohn's trying to hone Samare in there as he wanted to go dunk that basketball, but a quick travel. And now a standing O for some of these Winchester players that are going to be checking out of their playoff game. So you saw Pipkin check out. He's a senior. Peyton Cowell's coming out. He's a sophomore. So Coach Isolino still coaching hard. Even up by 28 points. Wants better execution.
Now we won't know who Sewickley will play. It is the 3-6 matchup. Third-seeded Our Lady of the Sacred Heart against sixth-seeded Jefferson Morgan. Of course, Olsh with some 2A prowess. Won 4 straight WPIAL championships. Won 2 state championships back-to-back seasons.
They were mentioning an article this week about best teams of all time.
Yeah, when you win 69 games in a row,
right, yeah.
and then you add on to that in the next season where they broke the state record at 70, and 76, 77, I believe, is where it ended. And
wow.
Hammerling gets 2 more. What a take. There is a little bit of a feeling to me, Damon, that Sewickley's put the car in cruise control, and understandably so, a minute to go.
The Hammerling wants to get his points.
Right.
I know that. And again, they get to play in state, so I love they've pretty much hustled until the very end of this game.
Yeah, they'll advance to the consolation bracket. At worst 8, at best 5 out of the district, as Rob Southall adds 2 more. I also like that this Hammerling, what a take, just couldn't get it to roll in. I also like that they got rid of the follow the leader standpoint, and they just do the consolation bracket where kids get to play more high school basketball.
It's all about getting reps.
Yeah.
I think it's all, and for seniors. Okay, you lost to Sewickley 3 times this year, but I think this is a Winchester team that can win a couple state games for sure.
Yep, and they've improved, but the Panthers stay unbeaten against WPIAL teams in the 25-26 season. They win in the quarterfinals tonight, 61-33. And the 2-seeded Panthers are back to the semifinals for the second straight season, and they will advance to the round that ended their season in the district playoffs a year ago, and it will be either Olsh or Jefferson Morgan on Monday to face the Panthers for a right to go to the Peterson Event Center in the WPIAL 2A Championship on Friday, February 27th at 5 p.m. That's where the Panthers want to be.
That's where they want to be, and whoever ends up facing them, they've shown so far in this playoff run that it's going to take a lot. Pretty much perfect in these first 2 games. Winchester slowed them down just a hair in that first quarter. You still win this game comfortably by 28 points. Some of your star players were held into single digits, but it doesn't matter when you have such a deep bench. Sewickley does. They pass the flying colors once again, Matt.
Certainly do. Love to see the team tested, and they come out with that 61-33 win here tonight from Upper St. Clair. If you're a basketball fan, we got doubleheader action here on the NFHS Network coming up. 6A playoffs, Upper St. Clair, Fox Chapel. If you're a 2A fan or a fan of one of these teams, thanks so much for watching this presentation of the WPIAL basketball playoffs. For Jake Mislipchik, our producer, our director, Corey Berger, and for Damon McDermott, I'm Matt Fargo saying so long from Upper St. Clair, the Panthers of Sewickley Academy moving on over Winchester Thurston. Thanks to our JRM video production crew, and thanks for watching the NFHS Network. Good night, everybody.